Congratulations, Jan. Certainly one of the biggest wins of your career. Give us the idea what the emotion is like after that result.
I'm happy, you know, great. I feel just great, you know. I cannot believe it, what's happening right now. But I believe the biggest win is still somewhere in the future.
Yeah. You called the left hook finish. You said that's how you were going to get it done. What did you know? How did you foresee that?
You know, I see this the left hook when I prepare for this battle in my dreams, when I do my mentality training. So I just believe in that. Then I can hit him this left hook. I watch, you know, how Bisping do this in his fight 10,000 times. So I just know it will come.
You're never a big talker, but after it, I saw you pointed down to your foot, you know, kind of in reference to the face-off, of course, at the media day. So give me an idea. I mean, was this an emotional thing for you? I mean, was this personal for you?
Because when you do face-off, a few days before fight, he say, you've got small feet, yeah? I say, I don't know why he say that, and I say to him that he gonna feel it in the fight, my feet. And in the last of the first round, he feel it.
And you said afterwards, you said, hey, there were rumors that he's going to get a title shot. Now I want. You didn't exactly make a strong case. You just said, maybe I deserve a title shot. So make the case now. Tell us why you deserve the next title shot.
I don't know. I think I deserve. I beat Luke Rockhold. He's a great fighter. I knock him out. So maybe I would like to, you know. have 36 years old, so now is the best time for me.
Yeah, and just one from me. After the fight, it showed you on TV saying something to Dana White through the cage. What were you saying?
I just asked him, did he like my fight? And he said that he liked it, and I just say him that I'm proud and I can be part of the UFC. That's it.
And what about a turnaround? Obviously, a massive win for you tonight, but are you carrying any injuries from this?
No, nothing. Like after the fight, some scratches, something, but nothing serious.
Jan, straight ahead. The kick you landed right at the end of the first round really seemed to have Rockhold rattled. When you came out for the second, could you tell that kick had still affected him?
I think so, yes. I see this in his eyes. He go down. He was a little bit dizzy. My coach says to me that he's hurt, but be careful. Put pressure on him. He is yours. So I just did it.
And in that first round, did you see any tells with him that opened him up for that hook that you eventually landed in the second? Did you see indications of that opportunity in the first round?
I look this left hand all the time, but it will come in second. That was my plan, to hit him the left hand.
Jan, that was his over here. That was his first fight at light heavyweight. Did he feel strong? Did he feel any weaker, stronger than anybody he faced?
I think so, yes, because I said this before fight that into a fight is different cardio, different conditioning, different timing, and I think so. He feel it that it's much different. But the sparring is different, fight is different.
Did he do anything that surprised you? Did he stun you at all? Feel any power from him?
No. He did it that what we think he gonna exactly do. Yeah.
Jan over here on your right. Obviously, there's a lot of action in the light heavyweight division. There's Johnny Walker, there's Dominic Reyes. You have been at the top of the division for a while. What do you think is next for you?
And I think I come back to the top of the division and someone from the top.
Did you see the main event, and what were your thoughts on the fight? How did you score it?
Yeah, John Jones win the fight, but it was a great fight. Thiago showed his best, and it was nice to watch the fight. That's all? So, thank you.
Well, fastest knockout in UFC history, and clearly a fight that was very personal to you. So, along the way, you've had some great wins. Where does this one rank all time out of all your accomplishments?
Wasn't personal, man. I just don't like the dude. I knew how to get inside his head, and that's it, man. You know, there's nothing personal for me. It's just business. I'm here to get these checks, get paid, and make sure that I put enough money away for my kids to go to university, so that belts was next. And I'm glad I got to end that dude, man.
You started with flying knees before. I mean, was there a decision that you thought you could knock him out with it, or is that just the way you wanted to start the fight? I mean, why was that the initial move?
He's so predictable, man. He's a scrub. But a part of me just wanted to throw it out there so he knew, like, if you do shoot like an idiot, like you only know how to, your head's going to get clipped, and that would put the brakes on him, and then I'd beat him up for 14 minutes and 30 seconds and execute him. Or, he took the bait. I put my hands behind my back. He probably thought we were going to fucking patty kick it up or something. I don't know. But he walked right into it,
I saw some criticism. People say the punches weren't really necessary. Maybe
They were super necessary.
Why were they necessary?
What do you mean, why were they not necessary?
Because he was already knocked out at that point.
But the referee hadn't pulled me off. And my job is to hit somebody till the referee pulls me off. So to those people, I would say maybe don't watch MMA, go back to soccer.
I saw some other criticisms perhaps of your celebration afterwards. Any regrets at the celebration or your behavior in the cage afterwards?
Man, there's not too many people that I've disliked. I have over 50 pro fights, and he's one of them. He talked about my manhood, talked about my culture, my ethnicity. Where do we draw? Why do certain people get to do stuff online? So you could do anything. Everything is cool before a fight. You're allowed to do and say whatever you want, like other fighters are not doing, talking about people's religions, wife, even kids. That's cool. But after a fight, I'm not allowed to showboat and rub it in your face so you and guys like you could see it and be like, maybe I don't talk so much shit, because when I cross one of these real motherfuckers, they're going to make me pay for it, man. They're going to embarrass the shit out of me. And it's not over for Ben either. He still has to deal with me. If I see him at Whole Foods, I'm going to still slap that dude up because I don't like him.
And last thing for me, I know after the last fight you thought, I'm going to get the title shot. You didn't. You took this one. Why now do you believe the title shot will be yours?
It should have been mine, like you said, but, I don't know. I'm not going to sell my soul, man. I know they go around sometimes, telling, oh, you got the title shot, or you, and then see who gives them the best deal. I want to get paid for my services. I think I bring a very real thing to this fighting thing, and that's just baptizing people. I'm not God, but I'm putting motherfuckers in another planet when I'm done with them.
Jorge, on Thursday you told the schmo, I'm right over here, you had the head buster, the rib cage destroyer, and the kneecap defibrillator. Is it safe to say you gave Ben Askren the head buster?
He got the head buster with no longer with us clavicle. He got all types of shit. Then he got those punches to the face, because I thought he was gonna get up.
You said you want a title shot next. How soon do you want to get in the octagon with Kamaru Usman?
It could be tomorrow. I'm ready. As you see, I know they said I was in a fight. The rumors are saying that I was in a fight, but I wasn't. A fight is usually longer than 5 seconds, so I wasn't in a fight. No injuries. I'm ready to go tomorrow.
Lastly, from me, did that go exactly how you expected it to go?
Yes and no. My whole vision of this, if you could get inside my head and replay my thoughts, were me beating his ass for 14 minutes and then putting him out like that. I really wanted to hurt him for as long as I could, as much as I could. Destroy his kneecaps, bust his ribs, make him piss blood, and then send him home packing. But, I think in a way he got off easy.
Jorge in front, congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
Did you see anything from what Robbie Lawler did in that fight that led you to feel like he would be vulnerable to that move tonight?
Not just the Robbie Lawler fight, his whole career. He's always like, his face is a magnet to crotches. And if you want to try to touch my crotch and you're a dude, there's a heavy toll to pay, man. There's a heavy toll. This crotch ain't for dudes.
And where did you get the dislike for him in the first place? Was it when he came into the UFC, or was it even before that?
Well, now that the fight is over, because there was a lot of he say, she say, what happened in 2008. He came to the gym, and my coach, Ricardo Laborio, told me, man, this guy's a good wrestler. Don't take him lightly, I kid you not. as soon as we started, I picked him up, slammed him. We scrambled back to a neutral because he could scramble his ass off. We kept going. He couldn't score a takedown. I took him down again, but this is what MMA gloves, not throwing hard, just like you're measuring each other. I took him down again, to which he out-scrambled me and stayed on top of me for like a minute and a half. Didn't submit me, wasn't my guard, but didn't pass my guard. So when he was putting these comments out there, I was like, man, this guy's a fucking idiot, bro. He has to lie to himself to get himself motivated. You just gave yourself away. You're a bitch, If you got to be lying about shit like that, you're a bitch. But I'm at American Top Team where dozens of champions come in there throughout the weeks. You don't think I have stories to tell of guys that I've decapitated or put down with a body shot or whatnot? But I don't do that because I'm a man. And we got a code in the gym. This is what we work and we sharpen our tools and then we display them to the world. He doesn't have those ethics and guidelines. So just from that alone, I was already like, man, he's a weirdo. And then on top, after the wrestling practice, he came by and tried to do some corny ass joke, and it was like me, maybe Jay-Z, Cavalcante at the time, somebody else. We just looked at him like, man, you could just introduce yourself. You don't got to be a fucking idiot, And since that moment, I never liked him.
And lastly, for me, do you have over 50 fights, as you mentioned. Do you think that you're better suited to be a champion now than you would have been when you're young because you're more mature, you've had more experience in the fight game, and you know better what it takes than maybe you did 5, 8 years ago when you were maybe more physically talented but not as experienced?
No, I'm probably more physically talented right now, man. Tell you the truth.
Really? In what way?
In many ways, man. Some of them I can't talk about them on air. But I'm fucking talented as fuck, man, physically and mentally.
Jorge, straight ahead. Dustin Poirier tweeted after your knockout that at dinner last night, Mike Brown and you had talked to him about this being the game plan with the knee, and that Mike Brown had even shown him video of you guys practicing that. So now that the fight's happened, can you kind of tell the story of that and, leading up to it, how long you guys had been contemplating this?
Well, it was in the back of my pocket, like, pull it out whenever you want, George. Mike Brown is like very, especially with me, he kind of just lays out the game plan and do it what you want, We didn't know if I was going to open up with it right away, but we knew I was going to have it in my back pocket for sure, And I did want to hit him with it in the first round. I didn't know if right off the rip or a minute or two into it, because mainly whether I hit him or miss, it kind of pumps the brakes on wrestlers like, whoa, if I shoot in, I could get my face rearranged and look like an idiot on TV. So I definitely wanted to put that out in the first round. I didn't think I was going to do it right off rip, but he fell for the bait so hard. I could just see how eager he was just to come forward. And so I put my hands behind my back and let him think, come eat. He didn't know it was going to be a buffet, though. He thought it was going to be a 3-piece. Now you're getting the whole fucking MGM Grand buffet to the face, man.
And even if the knee had not landed perfectly, was the idea that would probably mentally alter his game plan as far as the wrestling focus moving forward, that it would be easier to dictate the pace of the rest of the fight?
Well, three outcomes I thought from the knee. The first one, the second would have been I miss, and the third one would have been I miss, and he grabs my leg and he takes me down, and we scramble right away, and he finds out I can't hold this guy down. And I was cool with all three of those scenarios and outcomes. I don't think there's a fourth one, unless somebody could think of one. But those were the outcomes in my head, so I was like, man, these knees are just free from me. I'm not fighting a guy that intends to punch me in the face whatsoever. He's not a mean guy. He doesn't want to punch me in the face. He wants to hug my leg and put his face in my crotch. There's nothing. I could throw all the knees I want. I have nothing to worry about.
Jorge, aquí, a tu izquierda.
Hey, ¿cómo está?
Muy bien. En primer lugar, felicitaciones por lo que has hecho. Hace un par de días te preguntaba que cómo estabas, me decías que muy bien. Y además me decías que estabas muy contento porque decías que le ibas a partir la cara a un payaso y que encima te iban a pagar por ello, así lo dijiste.
Sí, señor.
Además,
Sí,
estoy
mismo
encantado de
le-
hablar en español porque de momento no hubo nadie que te hiciera hablar en tu lengua madre. Y,
Ya tú
oye,
sabes.
Ya tú sabes, brother. ¿Te imaginabas esto en el mejor de tus sueños?
No en el mejor de mis sueños. En el mejor de mis sueños, yo lo iba a castigar por 14 minutos y enseñarle a él que es un hombre de verdad. Y mi papá está ahí y él es testigo. Mi papá fue el que me dijo, no quiero que hagas eso, yo quiero que acabes con él rápido para que le enseñes al mundo que tú mejor eres que él. Pero yo en realidad lo quería castigar por 14 minutos. Mi papá es el testigo mío. Ese era mi mejor sueño, que yo lo castigaba en 14 minutos y después lo ponía a dormir.
¿Qué es lo siguiente para ti? What is the next for you?
El título.
Título.
El
Las-
título y hamburguesas.
Hamburguesa. Vale, gracias.
Jorge, over here.
Yes, sir.
Before the fight, did you sense any kind of fear in him? Because I noticed.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Man, I had that dude spooked out. It was funny to me that he kept saying he's under my skin because I didn't go to a press conference. He was bragging about that I didn't go to a press conference. Let me tell you guys a secret. I could care less to be here, man. If I could be right now In-N-Out Burger and some cheeseburgers and I wouldn't get fined for missing this thing, I'd be gone. No disrespect, because there's a lot of cool motherfuckers in here, bro. But I don't care, especially to fly across the country. I had a little bit of food poisoning, and I had staph. The first one that was in Atlanta, I don't know if y'all could see this, I had a good case of staph. And I just said, I'm not going to go nowhere like this, you know. So he was bragging about that. I was like, man, I'm going to catch this dude. I seen him one day in the hallways. We were taking pictures, and I just jumped up on him. And right away, I could see how nervous he was. He's a deer in lights, stiff meister, you know. Similar how he ended up tonight, stiff as a fucking board. It's the same way he was every time I seen him, man. So I got no respect for him, because if you could talk that shit like this, you got to be able to do it in the FaceTime. If not, shut the fuck up, man, because we don't even know if it's you the one typing, man. It's just fucking, he just throws shit on the wall and hopes that it sticks, you know?
It's obvious that you guys don't really love each other, but is there a chance that maybe one day you guys could drop the beef, or do you think is this a permanent thing?
Oh, no, it's not beef, because if it was beef, it'd be different. I'd be at the front of his house waiting for him right now. It's not beef. This is just, I don't like my coworker, we could say, but this is not beef, you know. This is just some idiot I don't like, you know. But my job, thank God, you guys got to be jealous of this for me. I get to punch the coworkers I don't like in the face.
Thank you, man.
You got it.
Hey, George. Right over here to your left. What's up, man? Aljamain Santos, Eagle Broadcasting. I don't think there's any kind of slow motion camera that can capture those, if they could, capture those 5 seconds. Where in those 5 seconds did you know that you had it in the bag?
As soon as that dude signed the contract, man. As soon as he was acting like he wanted to come forward, and I put my hands behind my back and like signaled to him, and he was like, yeah, for sure, I'm putting my face in your crotch. I was like, all right, got you, bro. For sure, I got you, bro. You're such a fucking fish, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it.
Jorge, right here. What did Dana say to you in the octagon after the finish?
Be nice to him. That's what I remember. I don't know. I'm sure he said a couple other things, you know, but he was just like, be nice to Ben. Be nice to him now, you know. Because I was telling him, like, why'd you put me to fight with this guy? Because I believe, and a lot of the media also believed it. Not a lot, but some of the media, that this was a step back for me. I've been fighting fucking... I fought Eve Edwards over 10 years ago, but that guy's a fucking fighter. That guy's a stud, bro. You guys might not know who Eve Edwards is. If you don't, shame on you. Go do some research. I've been fighting badasses for a long time. To get put in with this guy was a setback in a way, you know. I'm glad, though. I'm going to steal that fucking hype and go fight for my title now, because they were saying this is the greatest grappler ever. I think Joe Rogan said it's like grappling two guys. All the media was behind this guy. He's fucking 38-0 or whatever the fucking bullshit record he has. You know, so he's obviously something in the grappling community. But to me, as far as fighting goes, he doesn't rank in my top 10 victories.
And then at Media Day, I brought up the fact that Dana said he wanted to build a PI in Puerto Rico, and you said...
I'm gone.
Yeah, and you said...
I'm gone. Puerto Rico, here I go.
Did you talk to Dana about that? You said you wanted to meet
with Dana ain't talked to me about that. He might be a little mad I did his boy Ben like that, man. I know those two are real close.
What happens if Colby wins next month? How do you determine who gets the title shot? How do you figure that out?
I don't know who if that's Dana, if that's Hunter, if that's Sean Shelby. I don't know of them who does it. But I think my body of work speaks for itself. If you want sheer violence, you know who to call. If you want other shit, man, fucking guys going to press conferences on time and posting on their shit, then you know who to call, man. But if you want somebody who's going to give you this fucking violence, you know who to call.
All right, guys. The attendance was 18,358. It was a sellout. $6.06 million gate. The performance of the night went to Masvidal, Nunes, Jan and Yadong. They all won $50,000. Congratulations. Who's got the first question?
Dana, quick on Ben Askren. Have you gotten any medical?
Yeah.
updates on
So
him?
I should have jumped into that too. He's good. All of his stuff came back negative, so he's okay.
Cool.
I'm sure he's not okay, but he's, not.
Good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
No question. Listen, before we get to tonight's fights, there was one outside the cage. There was a lot of commotion before Gilbert Melendez's fight. Nate Diaz out there in the crowd. Do you know exactly what happened? We couldn't see exactly from where we were.
They got into a fight, Khabib and Diaz, talking shit to each other back and forth, and everybody, broke it up. We moved Diaz, and then Diaz left after the Melendez fight.
Just verbal, or was there physical?
Verbal, no, verbal.
Okay, fair enough. I appreciate that.
Everybody got it before it became anything other than verbal.
Cool. Let's get your thoughts on the main event. I mean, maybe not the rousing finish you wanted, but another win for John Jones. I mean, what did you think about the fight itself?
Yeah, listen, in a night where there's record-breaking knockouts, knocking out people that have never been knocked out in MMA before and things like that, I think the fans have that, you know how it is. The fans want to see all the crazy shit, but when you have two guys with everything on the line, when one of the most coveted titles in the sport, the light heavyweight title has been one of the most important titles in the sport forever. These guys are fighting a hard fight, busting each other up. It's not the most popular way to win, but he won the fight.
It's a fight that you openly said you had wanted to see, and then you get this close result, split decision. Is it a fight you want to see again?
No. I had John Jones winning that thing easily. When I heard it was a split decision, I was like, what the? That's nuts. So, yeah, he won the fight. The thing you got to understand, too, is when you're somebody like John, who, he's fought all, name the names in the light heavyweight division. He's fought them all, he's beat them all. He's had, we'll call it a hard life outside the octagon. And he comes back and continues to beat guys the way that he beat DC. He beat Smith. He just wins this fight against a very tough, durable, strong, powerful guy who came to win. It's a win, man. And these guys now that he's starting to face are younger than him, have been kinder to themselves outside the octagon than he has been. This is now in this stage of his career is what's really going to define him as the greatest.
I want to ask you about Amanda Nunes, another incredible performance by her tonight. The storyline kind of coming in was this is the last big star that she needed to beat, right? So she wins that way. Where do you go with her? I mean, is there anybody that makes sense for her to fight at 135, 145? What's next for her?
What does this remind you of? Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre, John Jones. That's where she's at now. She wants the Cyborg rematch, and we're down to make the Cyborg rematch. So, Cyborg always thinks that I'm being whatever to her, whatever. I'm not. I don't blame Cyborg for not wanting this fight. I don't blame her. I'm not trying to say anything about her. If she doesn't want it, that's fine. There's always somebody else. She's got both belts and she's willing to defend them both, and she's healthy. You hear these people. It's like you guys were asking me a million times leading into the Cejudo fight and other fights that we've done this with. What if they have both belts? They can't defend them, and I'll go in and I'll say they got to give up one belt. We gave them the opportunity. We thought they could do it. This woman. So even when you look at Cejudo, and again, he'll be fucking calling me in 20 minutes, bitching at me about this one, but it's like. Cejudo fought up a higher weight class, and I told you guys that night, what he did in that second round, what he came back from was unbelievable, and I'm like, I'm going to give it. But he got hurt in that fight. He's out now. He fought a big, strong kid, and now he's hurt. She's not hurt. You know what I mean? She's fighting all the best in the world, destroying them, and she's not hurt. I just saw her skipping down the hallway in the background when I was walking here. She's like in the best mood. This woman is tough, man. She's unbelievable. Pound for pound, one of the greatest of all time. But there will be somebody next. If Cyborg doesn't want the fight, then there's somebody next.
Dana, the last one I wanted to ask you about was Diego Sanchez. A lot of that fight took place right in front of you. The corner work took place right in front of you. I just wonder kind of what your thoughts are on what happened with Diego tonight and on his future. I mean, I know you've always had a soft spot for him, but...
No, I love Diego Sanchez. I love everything about Diego Sanchez. And, you know, that kid is... When you talk about somebody who was put on this earth to fight, it's what this kid was born to do. He loves it so much. And you saw tonight the way that he was treated by the fans. The fans love this guy. And he fought, you know, Chiesa's going to be scary at that weight, man. He was huge. And every time Diego tried to grapple with him, he couldn't. You know, he was overpowered. And Chiesa fought a good fight. Diego's, you know, like 14 years, 15 years, this guy's been in the UFC. It's amazing.
You think he should keep going?
Listen, he's not getting, you know, it's not like he got viciously knocked out. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I think Luke Rockhold should talk about hanging it up. You know, he broke his jaw tonight. So that's a second broken jaw. He's been knocked out viciously a few times here. Shin is all banged up. He had to have skin graft and all kinds of stuff. It's just, he's had a good career. He's been a great fighter. I'd like to see him hang it up. And he's got another career that he's actually doing well at. It's not like he's like, everybody's a fucking model, right? I'm a model. That guy's actually really modeling for Ralph Lauren. So, good for him.
Dana, getting back to Diego Sanchez, before the fight, he made it sound like he really needed to have a really good showing because he was at the end of his deal. You guys plan on keeping, I mean, you just said that you like having him around. You guys obviously plan on keeping him around, or?
Yeah. How old is Diego now? I don't even know.
I believe he's, 37, I think?
37? Yeah. This is one of those conversations where, you know, Diego's not getting viciously knocked out and everything else, but fighting is a young man's game. It's for young people, man. It's once you start to get older, you know, Father Time is undefeated. He kicks all of our asses, and you know, especially professional athletes. I care about the kid. I love the kid. So, you know, we need to have a serious conversation about what's next. And he doesn't have to have a great performance because it's the end of it. Diego Sanchez has helped build this sport, you know, just as much as any. He's one of the Ultimate Fighter 1 guys, which you know how I feel about all those guys. So he's in no risk or fear of anything. You know, I would do anything for Diego. So.
And Holly Holm, as far as her losing this time, is it going to be harder for her to get another championship opportunity? What does it do for her because the fight went that way?
Yeah, listen, I don't want to start going retirement crazy in here, but, you know, she's had an amazing career. She is one of the sweetest human beings you can ever meet. And if you follow her on Instagram, she trains like a beast. You know, she's almost 40 years old and she's in ridiculous shape. The things that this woman can do physically with like the rings and, you know, gymnastics and all that stuff is phenomenal. She's an incredible athlete. She's an incredible human being. I don't know. I think that she needs to take a look at, you know, what's next for her and what she thinks. I'm just saying that because I care about her. I care about her as a person. She's amazing. So, I don't know. It's something we should probably talk about.
Thanks, Dana.
Yep.
Dana, you said about Diego, he was a guy put on this earth to fight. That's what he's born to do. I think there was another guy that same way, Jorge Masvidal. What was your take on what he did?
Yeah, that dude's a killer, man. He is. What a brilliant plan, execution. I mean, everything of that flying knee was brilliant. If you're going into a fight with Ben Askren, you can 99.9% predict that he's going to try to take you down right out the gate, and that's what he thought. He set up the flying knee perfectly. He landed it perfectly, and it was super impressive.
Do you think he, given the way he's won these last couple of fights, he deserves the title shot against Usman?
First of all, Usman isn't even healthy right now. This guy's still, I don't know when he's going to be cleared to fight. When he gets into camp, how does his training camp start going once he starts from? So I can't even talk about who's next with all that stuff. If Askren won tonight, it'd be, what do you think of Askren? Is he next? We'll see what happens.
When you look at Masvidal, I mean, he's a guy that struggled kind of when he first came to the UFC. He lost more than he won for a period of time, and now he looks so dominant and so strong, and he's such a great talker. I mean, he seems to be a guy that if you get him a title shot, he could, really become a star for you. Have you ever seen a guy kind of had that kind of mid-career turnaround like he's had, where struggling and now all of a sudden becomes such a big factor?
So what's weird is with Masvidal is when I first saw Masvidal, I said, man, this guy is so talented. But it was almost like his head wasn't really into it. It's not until recently that this guy started getting serious about fighting. And when he did, holy shit, yeah, it's impressive.
Was there anything that you know of? Like, did you have a conversation, dude, you're not into this? Or
No.
was it just something he did on his own?
Yeah, he just did it on his own. It all just started to turn around.
Sure. And then just one last thing. When you look at him, where he's at right now in his career, do you think he has another level even to get to? I mean, just 2 fights ago, he lost to Wonder Boy, right? I mean, so it seems like he maybe even could get better than he is right now on the progression he's at.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to him. It depends on how serious he's taking it, how hard he's working and training, and yeah. I mean, the guy obviously has the potential to be incredible. And, he's just, he's unique. He's unique. That dude's a fighter. That guy is a guy that if he wasn't doing this for a living, he'd be doing this anyways, somewhere else. Illegally, probably.
Dana over here, to your right.
Hi.
Hi there. So John Jones had a very tactical fight tonight, and I think a lot of people expected him to be more aggressive. Do you think that he gets enough credit for being such an intelligent fighter?
Like I said earlier, this is his style tonight is not a very fan-friendly style, especially with the craziness that went on tonight. But yeah, at the end of the day, you have to respect the way he fought, the guy he fought, who is very powerful and has been undefeated since moving to this weight, hits hard. But John kept pressing forward. He was the one moving forward all night, and he fought a smart fight. He fought the fight that he needed to fight to beat him.
Yeah, and finally, you mentioned Amanda Nunes in a list of some of the greatest fighters of all times, not just as a great female fighter. Have you talked with her about giving her any kind of special or boosted marketing push to get her out there and really sell her and not just her fights?
Yeah, well, we do. I mean, we do that. We have a team that, goes out and does tons of PR with these guys when they're not fighting. And we've done that with her. But with some people, it just takes a little longer. Some people, it's funny saying it now, but nobody cared about Chuck Liddell when Chuck Liddell, it wasn't until he knocked out Tito that the whole thing blew up and went crazy with Chuck Liddell. Anderson Silva. I mean, I remember having conversations with Ioli back in the day about how many times this guy won and, the things that he was doing, and he didn't really become a star. It doesn't, then Ronda Rousey bursts onto the scene and becomes the biggest thing ever. Conor McGregor, because it's different with different people and takes different time. But let me tell you this. So tonight, there was almost 19,000 people here. We did a $6.06 million gate. And when I tell you the numbers for this thing are all off the charts, I mean, the numbers tonight were massive for this event in every way. Even we did a fucking 50-50 raffle, and the numbers are insane. Did like $100,000 with the 50-50 raffle, right? So all the numbers are big, and Amanda Nunes is the co-main event. She's a part of that. So, when I hear people talk about, oh, well, this one isn't a star, that idiot. What's the idiot's name? What's the idiot? I'll give him more fucking PR here. What's his name? Ravel, okay? Guy's out running 40-yard dashes and shit. This guy likes fucking attention, okay? This guy likes attention, and I'm going to give him more attention. You know, he says, the worst thing that could have ever happened tonight is Amanda Nunes won. She's not a star for the UFC. So this is the type of stupid shit that we hear. Amanda Nunes is a star. And I wouldn't say that before tonight. Man, what is that? Are the planes landing here? This is crazy. So I wouldn't say tonight that everybody believed that Amanda was, you know, the best and all this other stuff. But now you just get to a point where you can't deny anymore. Even if you're a hater and you're denying, and so many people love Holly. They love Holly, you know, and you can't deny anymore. Amanda Nunes is the shit.
Dana, last month you said you had a ground for the PI in Mexico. Are any chances that for the Mexico event in September you be breaking ground or having an event?
Maybe.
Or something like
Yeah, maybe. I actually have a meeting this week. Those guys are going to walk me through everything that's going on with, you know, the land and what we're thinking and what's going to happen next.
So you will be in Mexico this week?
Mexico?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Has this been going on all night? Or just when I sat down? Any more questions?
Just one last. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to Uruguay with Valentina defending the belt. Are any chances to come back to Mexico anytime soon? Because it's been 4 years now. It's going to be 5 years next year. Not having a championship fight in Mexico City.
I don't know. Listen, when you go into these different markets, you know. Again, I'll use Australia as a perfect example. Look how long we've been doing fights in Australia. We finally built up that market to a point where it absolutely makes sense to bring a title fight there. Especially there's an Australian who holds the belt and a champion from New Zealand. So we'll see how that market plays out, and we'll go from there.
Dana, right over here.
Hey.
I understand you said that Usman isn't healthy, but Colby Covington sees himself as a champion and has that fight against Robbie Lawler coming up. Regardless how that fight plays out, is Jorge Masvidal next in line for the title shot, though?
No, nobody is. There's nobody in line right now. When Usman is healthy, and we know that he can fight, we'll figure out what's next. Thank you.
Dana, hi mate, how are you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good, thank you. Rather than moving it forwards, you've been to a lot of UFC events over your time, yeah?
Yep.
Pretty much all of them.
Yep.
Even in the crowd in the first couple.
Right.
Yeah. Is that one of the most dramatic nights you have ever witnessed in the history of the UFC?
Yeah, it was awesome. I love when big cards that have a lot of hype behind them deliver. You know, and this one definitely had hype. I mean, I don't know if you guys felt it, but we felt it. This thing was tracking huge on pay-per-view. You know, and they just had the buzz and the energy behind it. And think about this. It had Francis Ngannou and Dos Santos on it, right? And then Sugar Sean O'Malley was on the card, and the card took a couple of hits, and still just was such a stacked card. It was big.
Well, I wanted to ask you yesterday at the press conference, but I didn't want to jinx it because of the jinxes in the last 3 years, if you recall, on this particular event with Amanda, with Max Holloway, with John Jones, and so on.
Right.
John Jones tonight, you haven't said it yet, but he could have taken the guy down. He went into Santos's backyard. He had the left hook cocked all night for the surprise knockout. Isn't Jones incredible that he wants to fight everyone else with their tools to prove how good he is?
I wouldn't say that he fought with his tools. You know, obviously Santos cracks. You know, he hits hard and he's a powerful guy. But John Jones does too. I mean, John Jones has those nasty spinning elbows. He throws elbows on the inside like they're hands. He hits hard, kicks hard. I mean, he knocked Cormier out with a head kick. He's a very well-rounded guy too.
And then finally on Amanda, do you think she's one of the greatest of all time?
Yeah, absolutely.
And in answer to your question, if people aren't shaking with adrenaline tonight, they haven't watched the event properly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. You guys good with me? Yeah. Was Masvidal's knockout? Oh yeah, What's that? Who was it? Aldo? Oh yeah. Listen, we could probably, if you looked back and saw some of the knockouts that have happened, there's some nasty ones, but that one, not only how it landed, how he went down, but how many times he tried to get up and couldn't get up, and yeah, that was vicious. And I bet if you talk to him, he remembers nothing about leaving the octagon, or God knows when he starts remembering again, things that he remembers after. Probably wasn't until he was in the ambulance or something like that. Yeah, that was one of the most vicious knockouts I've ever seen. Cool? Thank you guys so much. Have a good weekend.
Hey guys, before we even start,
Tiago, I know you're disappointed right now at the result. It was very clear that you were injured throughout the fight. I guess, can you tell us kind of what your physical status is now and how that injury exactly was affecting you as the fight was unfolding?
Thiago, a gente sabe que você deve estar pouquinho desapontado agora, mas queríamos saber como é que está, qual foi a lesão que você teve e o que aconteceu com você.
No primeiro round ali, meu joelho saiu do lugar ali, eu não sei muito bem explicar o que aconteceu, mas foi logo ali no primeiro round. Não foi nenhum golpe dele, não, eu mesmo pisei, não sei explicar o que aconteceu. E aí foi isso, que vocês puderam ver durante a luta, me atrapalhou um pouco durante a luta, mas eu tentei fazer, eu fiz tudo que eu pude nas condições que eu estava. Então, deixei tudo lá dentro e é isso.
You know, everybody saw in the first round, it wasn't anything that John Jones did to me. I felt the knee go out, and, you know, it really bothered my fight. Everybody saw I did everything I could, fighting on a bum knee, and I fought the whole fight like that.
A lot of times when people fight John Jones, they come back afterwards and say he was better here, he was different than I expected, it was different than I thought. How did things play out versus your expectations tonight?
Muitas vezes as pessoas lutam com John Jones e falam que foi diferente do que eles estavam esperando. O que você achou?
Não, a luta tava do jeito que a gente treinou, tava boa. eu estava enxergando tudo, todos os golpes dele, eu estava bem consciente durante a luta. Realmente o joelho me atrapalhou os meus ataques, né? Então, mas não foi surpresa, foi exatamente o que eu treinei, foi o que aconteceu.
No, you know, everything happened like we thought it would, like I trained for it. I was seeing everything. The knee really got in my way, but I didn't see anything. There wasn't anything happening that we weren't ready for, I wasn't trained for, I wasn't seeing.
Last for me, you certainly deserve credit for your effort tonight, but you know, when you lined up for the judge's decision, they start reading out a split decision. I mean, did you think you had done enough to win the fight? Did you think you were going to walk away with the title?
Bom, e depois, lá na hora da decisão dos juízes, eles acabaram dando uma decisão dividida. Você achou que você tinha feito bastante para ganhar a luta?
Eu achei que a luta foi bem apertada. Eu achei até que eu atingi mais ele do que ele me atingiu. Mas, não sei, no final ali eu estava muito desapontado pelo que aconteceu com o meu joelho e eu não pude dar 100%. Então, enfim, é isso.
I thought that I hit more, I pointed more, outpointed him. But, you know, with my knee like that, it's about as much as I could do. You know, so I know it was a very tight fight, though.
Tiago, when you hurt the knee, when you came down and you hurt the knee, he seemed to notice that and he went right after you. And you landed a combination. Do you think you hurt him in that combination you landed right after you injured the knee? You kind of pushed him back?
Na hora que você machucou o joelho, ele veio para cima de você, você acertou ele com a combinação. Você achou que machucou ele naquele momento?
É difícil lembrar, assim, muita coisa da luta, né? Foram 5 rounds. Mas eu lembro que eu machuquei ele muito com meus chutes, nas pernas, no joelho dele também. Algumas vezes minha mão conectou, mas não chegou a entrar como eu queria. A minha progressão, que a gente treinou tanto, que era avançando, com meu joelho ruim, impediu que eu fizesse isso. Então eu não conseguia progredir muito. Toda vez que eu atacava progredindo, meu joelho falhava e eu caía. Por 2 ou 3 vezes eu caí tentando atacar ele por causa do meu joelho.
It's hard to remember in a 5-round fight, but you know, I managed to hurt him more, I managed to kick him a lot, but our plan was to progress when we started attacks, and I couldn't really do that the way my knee was. I wasn't managing to put my hands and hit my strikes the way I wanted to.
And did you hurt your right leg at all during the fight? It seemed like at one point you came down and your right leg seemed to wobble on you a little bit.
E a perna direita? Você machucou a perna direita em algum momento?
Não, era apenas meu joelho esquerdo. A perna direita, normal, de chute. É natural que eu saia um pouco machucado, porque quando eu chuto, às vezes pega canela com canela, pega no joelho, então, mas é normal. O machucado mesmo era no joelho esquerdo.
No, it was my left knee. My right leg is a little bit banged up because of the kicks that hit the shin. You know, it's bone on bone, so it gets a little banged up, but it's not really anything.
And last thing, were you surprised at all he didn't try to take you down given what was going on with your leg?
Você ficou surpreso que ele não te botou para baixo, não tentou te botar para baixo com a sua lesão na perna?
Assim, eu acho que ele não estava seguro de tentar, porque eu estava o tempo todo fintando o joelho, fintando o uppercut também. Então eu estava fintando bastante, porque eu estava ouvindo os corners dele falar para ele aplicar o takedown. E então eu estava fintando muito o joelho e tal, então a minha movimentação também eu acho que dificultou.
No, I think that I was listening to his corner and I was faking with the knee, and I think he didn't feel security going into there, you know. So, you know, I think that my feigning, my movement kind of made it hard for him to get the takedown.
Tiago, aquí, a tu izquierda. Aquí. Primero en español, first in Spanish and then in English. Tú me dijiste que tú impactarías al mundo, que sorprenderías al mundo, pero al final no pudo ser. You said me, you will shock at the world. What happened?
Você falou que chocaria o mundo e não aconteceu. O que aconteceu?
Aconteceu o que você viu, ué. Não tem muito o que falar, pô. Eu fiz o que eu pude nas condições que eu tava. É uma luta. A gente não tem 100% de certeza que vai ganhar. Mas eu estou satisfeito. Eu deixei tudo lá dentro, mesmo com o joelho machucado, desde o primeiro round. Eu fiz 4 rounds apenas na base de canhoto, sem poder me movimentar como geralmente eu me movimento, sem poder aplicar meus golpes como geralmente eu aplico. E é isso. Eu não choquei o mundo pelas circunstâncias, mas não foi demérito nenhum, entendeu? Nas condições que eu estava, fiz o que eu pude e estou satisfeito.
I think you saw. I mean, you can never be certain of what's going to happen when you get into a fight. I fought four rounds with a bad knee, and I still fought, and still moved forward, and that's the way it happened. I'm satisfied with what I did. In the condition I was in, I thought I put on a good fight.
Marreta. Falando de novo da marcação dos juízes na luta, né? Você se lembra a conversa com seus corners, com seus treinadores, em que round, se eles chegaram a mencionar, você ganhou esse round, como estava a pontuação, você teve o controle da luta, você lembra de que round você estava ganhando?
Peraí, Maia, deixa eu dizer primeiro. Okay, so what he's asking is if Thiago remembers between rounds what his corners were saying, if he'd won the round or if he'd lost the round.
A luta foi muito parelha, acho que não teve um round tão convincente assim, então a gente estava muito na dúvida, então eu sempre voltava achando que eu tinha perdido o round. Na dúvida, para mim, eu perdi, então eu sempre tentava voltar fazendo mais, né? Nenhum round assim eu tinha a convicção e a certeza de que tinha ganho.
In none of the rounds I was convinced that I'd won, and when in doubt you go out as if you're losing. And that's what I tried to do. I wasn't really sure, and like in doubt, I just moved forward.
Certo. Tiveram 2 momentos na luta que eu, pelo menos, tive a impressão que você sofreu um knockdown. No segundo e no terceiro round. Você chegou, de fato, foi knockdown, chegou a ficar, não sei, perto de ser nocauteado? Como você lembra desse momento? Foi um chute alto e uma cotovelada giratória, se eu não me engano.
There were 2 moments when I thought you'd taken a knockdown in the fight. One was on a knee and another was on a kick. Were you at any moment stunned by those strikes?
Não me recordo de ter tomado nenhum knockdown, não. Me atingiu realmente com golpes limpos, golpe forte, mas fiquei um pouco tonto ali, mas não se caracteriza knockdown.
No, I didn't feel like I got knocked down. There were some hard punches. I felt them a little bit, but I don't think I got knocked down. I don't remember being knocked down at any point in the fight.
Ok, minha última pergunta então, Thiago. Passados 5 rounds basicamente de trocação, nenhum momento de luta no chão, né? Passados 5 rounds de luta com John Jones, muita gente fala que ele é imbatível, né? Você que teve essa experiência hoje, como você analisa ele como adversário e você consegue essa resposta, dizer ele de fato não é imbatível, é possível vencer o John Jones?
After 5 rounds fighting John Jones, which is more of a striking match, it never went to the ground. People say that John Jones is unbeatable. What do you think? Did you feel that?
Eu continuo achando como o que eu achava antes de lutar com ele, que ele é um ser humano, é um homem como outro qualquer, sente dor, sangra, acusa os golpes também. E é isso, eu acho que não existe ninguém invencível. Eu tive muitos bons momentos na luta e eu acho que eu pude provar hoje que ele não é invencível, que é possível se fazer isso.
I'm of the same opinion that I was when I went in the fight, that he's a man like any other man, and he bleeds, he feels the strikes. I had good moments in the fight too, so I think, no, he's not unbeatable. He's a man just like any other one.
Tiago, first, very impressive performance. You went out there to fight somebody who is considered the best of all time. Can you describe what your day was like from the time you woke up today to before you walked out for such a challenge?
Bom, você subiu, acordou de manhã com o desafio de lutar com um dos melhores lutadores de todo o tempo. Você pode descrever como que foi seu dia da hora que você acordou até a hora de se subir no octágono?
É diferente, né? É uma disputa de cinturão contra um cara com o nome do Jones. Realmente são áreas diferentes, né? Existe uma pressão, não tem como negar. Mas foi maravilhoso, foi bom viver tudo isso, essa experiência nova para mim. Feliz em ter chegado onde eu cheguei, em disputar o cinturão, em fazer 5 rounds, quando muita gente dizia que eu não passaria do segundo round. Até o próprio Jones falou isso, que se passasse do segundo round eu não aguentaria. Eu pude provar o contrário. Então eu estou muito feliz.
You know, you get up in the morning, you know you're fighting for the belt against one of the best on earth. It's a pretty indescribable feeling. But at the end of the day, you know, people thought that I wouldn't go past the second round. John Jones thought that, and I did. So I'm pretty happy with myself. I think that given everything that happened, I'm happy to have come out here and fought for this title and put on the fight I've put on.
Tiago, Aljamain Santos, Eagle Broadcasting. John Jones commended you on your level of Muay Thai, being a black belt. How would you say John Jones measured up to your standard of Muay Thai?
O John Jones te elogiou pelo seu nível de Muay Thai, sendo faixa preta. O que você acha do Muay Thai dele?
Pô, inquestionável. O Jones é um talento, é um cara muito inteligente, um cara incrível. Tentou controlar a luta o tempo todo. É um grande campeão, não tenho o que falar. É um cara que eu assisti as lutas dele, eu tenho respeito por ele. Sempre falei isso. É um grande lutador e não foi o resultado que eu esperava, mas como eu falei, estou feliz pela oportunidade, por ele ter aceitado me dar a oportunidade de lutar contra ele e espero encontrá-lo novamente.
You know, John Jones is unquestionably a great fighter, very intelligent fighter. He's always intelligent in there, you know. And the result wasn't exactly the way I wanted to, but I'm still happy that I went out there and put on a fight and put on a 5-round fight against who is unquestionably one of the best fighters in the world.
Well, Amanda, another big win for you. You got the new belt that you wanted. You got, more history being made every time you fight. Tell me what this win tonight means to you.
Means a lot. Like I said, my whole interview this weekend, this is about keep making history. Keep proving better than all those girls in my division. Once again tonight, I prove it.
You were kind of feeling each other out a little bit back and forth early, and then right before that finishing sequence, you kind of smiled a little bit in there, it looked like. Do you remember what was going through your head? Did you think, I've got this figured out?
Because she showed up different tonight. I thought Holly's going to move a lot. I thought she's going to in and out, run a little bit, try to clinch me. But she showed up she stays still there. And I have to do something else. I have to do plan B because my first will always chase her. And she kind of show up different. And it was better for me how she show up tonight.
It was a little hard to hear for us in the cage. You said the high kick, you in the locker room, you just decided you had this vision or you had this desire, you saw it. Well, explain that.
Honestly, me and my coach, Catel, we've been doing this for so long. And in the actually was this weekend, I was in the hotel room. Me and Nina started practice, hook, straight, and finish with the leg kick, because I knew she's gonna run that way. And every time before I sleep, we always doing over and over. So Mai's gonna catch her with this one. I'm gonna doing this, and I have the best coach in the world, and we do this over and over. Was something that I have the whole time. I don't have a chance to show yet, but tonight was a good night to show. I'm very happy about that.
No doubt. I know you want to enjoy tonight, but it's interesting. Next week, Durandame versus Ladd at 135. A few weeks later, Cyborg and Spencer at 145. Are you looking at those two fights? Is that kind of your plan, is to check those out as number one contender fights? What's the plan for you?
Yeah, definitely I'm going to be watching. This is possible, can be my next opponent. And we'll see what's going to happen on all those girls.
Amanda, congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you get a little fired up when you saw Masvidal, what he did, and you're coming out after that?
I did. He opened up for us. When I saw that, the energy was to the roof. I'm going to go in there, do the same. And I did it. It was awesome.
Those kicks that she was giving you to the knee, seemed like giving you a little bit of trouble for a while in the beginning. And then what was the adjustment you made to kind of get it?
Actually, I think the biggest problem with Holly tonight, she can't find her timing with me. Not even those kicks always be able to stop me because she don't have the right timing to throw those kicks. And she was just throw that, without meaning. And yeah, that's it. Don't hurt me at all. Actually, if she keep doing that, I will do something else because I start catch all the times that I needed to really finish that fight.
You also landed a right hand. Do you remember that right hand, the straight right hand you landed? And it seemed like maybe that changed how she approached you as well. Did that right hand, do you think, hurt her at all?
I feel like my front kick was the big thing. When I landed that front kick, I saw she don't wanna that thing again. And I started working with my hand because I knew my next step would land again the same spot. And happened 2 or 3 more times, and she was hurting her belly. And after I connect, my right hand is she got really worried about it, and I saw everything after that.
Amanda, tudo bem?
Scolded. Wow.
Amanda, você conversou com a mídia brasileira na terça-feira, né? Fez um hangout com a gente. E eu te perguntei sobre se o UFC tinha te oferecido uma luta com a Cris Cyborg. E você me disse, na coletiva de imprensa, eu vou vencer a luta e na coletiva eu te respondo. Eu não vou te responder isso agora.
Sim, ele ofereceu, sim.
Como foi essa negociação? Por que a luta não saiu do papel?
Ele falou pra mim, tem a luta com a Cris, logo depois da luta com a Holly. Você aceita? Eu falei, aceito. E no dia seguinte, quando eu fui na social media, ela assinou com outra luta, eu não entendi nada. Então eu não sei onde é que tá o erro aí, não sei qual foi a negociação entre eles. Mas eles me ofereceram a luta, sim.
E no dia seguinte, ela já estava com uma outra luta.
Não entendi nada.
Bom, minha outra pergunta, Amanda. Você venceu a Cyborg, a Misha, a Holly, a Germaine e a Honda, que são 5 ex-campeãs do UFC, todas elas no primeiro round. E você muito tem se falado sobre o seu legado, você clama que é a melhor lutadora de todos os tempos do UFC.
Sou.
O Dana hoje, inclusive, disse que você é uma dos, incluindo com os homens, nível de Anderson Silva, Saint-Pierre, enfim. De olho nisso, que tipo de próximo degrau você pode ter em rumo a sua... Posso assumir que a Valentina, sendo a única que você só venceu por pontos, possa ser o seu próximo degrau?
Velho, ela teve duas chances pra ganhar pra mim. Nenhuma das duas ela provou nada, que era melhor que eu. Você assistiu a luta?
As duas.
Então, eu acho que já passou. Vamos ver o nosso próximo passo daqui pra frente. Eu acho que eu provei 2 vezes que eu sou melhor que ela. Tudo bem, aquela luta talvez eu queria ir pros 5 rounds, por que não? É obrigado eu finalizar a luta? Todas? Não, eu posso, através daquela luta, trazer alguma coisa, acrescentar alguma coisa no meu game plan. E aquela luta com a Valentina, realmente eu queria isso. Eu queria ir 5 rounds com a menina dura e cheguei lá para provar, mais uma vez, que eu chego aos 5 rounds com uma pessoa duríssima e ganhei a luta, as 2 lutas. Foi assistidas várias vezes por mim e os meus coaches e eu ganhei todas as 2 lutas, sem dúvida nenhuma.
Então, se eu te perguntar qual seria o... óbvio que você acabou de vencer uma luta, enfim, mas qual seria o próximo degrau?
Tomar uma cerveja e relaxar e depois eu vejo isso aí.
Tá ok.
Obrigada, viu?
Amanda, hi. Aljamain Santos from Eagle Broadcasting. I wanted to commend you on a great fight.
Thank you.
And you've got quite a list of people that you've gone through to be where you're at right now, and there's not a lot of people that can say that. What message would you like to send to women in the sport or women in general after your great performance tonight?
Honestly, I'm very happy with my life. I keep repeating the same thing. It's a fun ride, you know. My life being a fun ride to watch and look back, and then I see the message that I let out there for all those girls. You want to start doing MMA, it's like just believe in yourself, you know. Training, you know, train with the best. Find the best gym to start doing this, the right thing. And yeah, I feel like I'm happy, and what a night, huh?
Yes.
I want to watch again. It's like, it's unbelievable. I'm very happy, and that's it.
Okay, I got one more question for you. You said that if you could relive this night, if you've gone through all the other fighters in the weight class, is there anybody that you previously fought that you would give another chance at the title?
Honestly, tonight is my night. I don't even want to think about nobody right now. I just want to go through, enjoy every single moment tonight. And I really this is my moment. I think about me right now. I'm so happy. And my coach, my teammates, my family, everybody's so happy right now. I can't think about nobody else. Just me right now. And all those people really was there for me, believing with me, and went through all those things in my career, up and downs, and still believing in me. And they always tell me, you're gonna be the greatest one day. I believe in you. And now I wanna share with those people, and I only think about them right now, honest.
Amanda, the timing of your kick was perfect. What did she do to make you think, I got to do this right now? This is time.
You know, I repeat a couple times, hook and straight. She always run that way. And then I hear my coach, Amanda, finish with the kick, the next one, all right? And I always like prepare. I saw she was scared of my hand the whole time. And when I did it again, I followed the kick, and that was amazing feeling right there. I always wanna use my kicks more in the fights. Tonight was a perfect day with a perfect opponent to like show I really have a good kick as well.
Were you surprised that it ended so fast? Did you expect a longer fight?
No, actually, I was surprised how Holly showed up. I thought she's gonna move a lot in this fight, like she always does. But tonight, I feel like she really was kind of stop in front of me, and I have to plan something else. Like, wow, I don't expect that. I thought she's gonna like run in and out like she always does, and I have to go to a plan B, and I got the finish.
I know you say you don't want to think about anybody else, but was that so easy that you would never probably fight her again, or would you consider that?
Holly?
Yes.
No, I don't think it was easy. I think it was. I have a very good timing. You know, I got the right moment. I didn't even know. I didn't even think Holly expected that. You know, but we all know Holly's pretty tough opponent. But tonight was my night.
Would you consider fighting her again?
Let's the division like run. You know, yeah. I wanna see all those girls really work hard to be in the top 10. I feel like now Holly's gonna go back to the line and fight more. You know, she's a great fighter. I know she can do. But I look forward now. I look to see all the opponents. Those girls waited so much, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they have to have a chance as well.
But when you look at the division, from the outside looking in, it doesn't look like there's anybody who can challenge you. And I know you probably would like a good challenge, but name them. Do you know anybody who could challenge you?
We will see. You know, these next couple days, for sure, you're gonna have the next.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amanda, congratulations.
Thank you.
Who is the difference with the Amanda who lose with Can Zingano and this Amanda champ?
My mind.
Your mind?
I think like a champ.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amanda, over here. Just to your right. Dana White had high praise for you, not just as the best female fighter ever, but he called you one of the best ever to do it. And it hasn't always been like that in terms of him heaping praise on you. What's it been like for you to go through that evolution, to have to prove to him who you are?
Feel great now, you know, than if he was right away love me. I like that. I like this challenge, you know. I like putting myself out there in a bad situation to see how my brain works out, you know. I love it to see those things. And this is normal, you know. I feel like if you have to prove, you have to prove. Keep working. And if you do something right, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get in it. You know, you're gonna get it the recognition and the respect. I feel like me, Dana, like, you know, like when you fight with your dad and you next day you guys talk again. That's normal, you know. Like, actually we never fight. Only a couple things was a misunderstanding, but I love him, you know. He's my boss. We've been working so well, and yeah, he gave me the opportunity that I asked for all the time. I text him like, give me this fight, believe in me, and okay, I'm gonna do it. And we get along very well, and I'm very happy to be a part of this company, you know. And I will keep growing with them, keep evolving, and retire champion. Thank you. Good. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
John, congratulations on another victory. You know,
Thank
afterwards, you kind of were apologetic to a degree, right? That you didn't necessarily deliver what you wanted. So, in your head, do you feel like this was a disappointing performance or a subpar performance from you?
It would be disrespectful to Thiago and his great team to say that it was a subpar performance. I met a fighter who came game. You know, he's a black belt in Muay Thai. He's been doing it for a long time. And I fought him where he is comfortable. And as a result, I have sore feet and sore legs. But I'm very grateful that I came out on top.
He came in a wheelchair as well. I'm just curious, as the fight was progressing, how aware were you of his physical condition? And was it just his power that kept you from really, you know, opening up the arsenal and really seeking that finish?
Yeah, you know, he was extremely powerful. You know, his kicks were powerful, his punches were powerful. And I wanted to play a smart game. It probably would have been a lot smarter to get him to the ground and test him there. But I feel like I was winning at what he was absolute best at, you know. I feel like his team had him ultimately prepared. His cardio was great. His punches and kicks were great. And I felt like that was his best, you know, that was his best. And I found a way to win on the feet at what he's absolute best at. And so in a rematch, if that were to happen, obviously I need to make some adjustments and make smarter choices. Look for maybe attack him where he's a little weaker. But I am proud because his kickboxing and his stand-up is what he's known for. I faced it head on, 25 minutes, and I found a way to come out on top. So,
did you know he was hurt?
Yeah. I felt like in the first round he kicked me, and I checked a kick, and I felt like maybe he hurt his foot, but I haven't seen any injury reports. What is his injury?
I think his knee, he said.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know his knee was hurt at all. I figured he maybe hurt his foot. I remember in the first round he threw a right leg kick, and I checked outside, and I thought it was his foot that was hurt, but it's good to know it was his knee.
So you get to the decision, you line up, they start reading a split result, they read a score for him. What's going through your mind at that point?
I was like, please, not like this, you know. I was confident that I won the fight. My coaches wouldn't lie to me. They said, John, we feel like you won every round. So I was just extremely grateful. Honestly, to have a fight like that is extremely humbling. It drives me to study more, you know, work harder, and take the game even more seriously. That was a good warning for me tonight.
And last thing for me, John, what is your physical condition? We haven't seen an injury report on you. You just said sore feet, but what's the status and what does it mean for your return, this busy stretch that you're on? Give us the idea of what's next.
Right now my feet are hurt. Both shins are swollen, but nothing's injured. Things just hurt. And that's what you get when you stand with a Muay Thai black belt. You're gonna do a lot of shin and feet colliding, and it's a small price to pay for this great victory.
John, I know before coming out here, we had talked, and you were talking about how powerful he was. Did he exceed your expectations?
Yeah, he did. Honestly, I would have to say he's the most powerful guy I've ever fought. I blocked almost all of his face punches. I think maybe 2 of them actually landed on me. And boy, he knocked my mouthpiece out. Even when I was blocking, it was making my defense rock side to side. Very powerful. I think Thiago represented his team, his country so well. I wish nothing but the best for Thiago. I think when he gets back to Brazil, people need to give him a parade or do something really special for him. He should be very, very proud of himself. He handled it. He handled defeat like a man. He came up, gave me a big old hug, and it's just like, man, sorry for some of the negative things I said about you before the fight. And that was something I wasn't expecting. And he was like, man, when you ever come down to Rio, I'm taking you out. I was like, I will definitely party with you, Thiago. He was cool, man. My type of guy.
So what's going through your mind when you were in this fight and he started to exceed expectations? I'm sure you've been in situations before, but what's going through your mind when that happens?
It's the hard that makes this sport great, and I decided, in the midst of a heated battle, to just continue to fly, and to earn every minute of victory by staying focused and staying sharp and playing the game. It was great, man. It was a real chess match. It was like a chess match with someone that has twice the power. Where I had the reach advantage, I think he had the clear power advantage, and we made each other great opponents. And people were booing, but man, if you know anything about kickboxing, I think we put on a pretty decent level.
And have you seen Holly, or did you talk to her about what did you say to her? Because I know you guys have a good relationship.
Yeah, she came up to me and she gave me a hug, and I just told her that, Holly, I said, little girls should have Barbie dolls of you. They should have posters of you on their wall because you're so courageous. You're so courageous. I mean, most people don't want to fight the Ronda Rouseys of the world. Most people are happy being a gatekeeper or like a C-level fighter. Holly, every time she steps up to the challenge against the meanest girl, the girl who's the killer, and she does it with grace and with a smile on her face. And, even the way it worked out tonight, I could see her wanting a rematch. She's just that type of person. She has big balls. She has big balls. And I'm so proud of her. I am so proud of her.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome, Tate.
Hey, John, right in front here. You fought the fight you wanted to fight. And you know how judges are notoriously inconsistent. Had the scores gone the other way, would you be angry at yourself for the way you fought?
No, I wouldn't have been angry at myself. I would have felt like I could have done more. I would have been motivated and inspired to get back in there and do more in a rematch. But it didn't go that way. My coaches, Greg Jackson, Mike Winkeljohn, all the guys, they've been around for a long time, especially Wink in the kickboxing department. He was pretty sure that I won the fight. His energy, he wasn't worried. And that's why when the judge was reading the final verdict, I put my hands up way before they gave the announcement because I trusted my coach's opinion. They said, John, you clearly won the fight. I haven't seen it yet, so I got to get back out there and watch it and, criticize myself and see how I can get better.
I wonder, when he did hurt his left leg in that sequence you referenced before, you seemed to notice it and you kind of went after him, and he came after you with a combination. Did any of those land on you and bother you at all?
I think the best punch he landed was earlier, maybe the first round, where he actually knocked my mouthpiece out. Outside of that, I will have to watch the fight very closely, but I felt like I blocked the majority of his punches. He showed a little bit of a weakness in my defense with some of the leg kicks, but as far as my instincts, when someone's throwing punches at me, I feel like, they're not the most technical, bobbing and weaving or what, but I do make people miss.
I'm curious about your lack of combinations. I mean, was it because he was so powerful? Like, you didn't throw a ton of combinations, it didn't seem like.
Kevin.
What do you think you did?
I felt like, no, I didn't throw a lot of combinations. You're right. I just felt like I played it smart. It was very humbling for me. I felt like I played it smart. At the end of the day, I think it means a lot to my team that they have a champion. And you're not going to always look incredibly impressive, especially against a warrior, mighty warrior like Thiago. So just the win, I'm super satisfied with, really. Yeah, I'm really excited about that win.
And last thing for me, I know you got to get healthy before you start thinking about what's next, but obviously there's a big fight next month. Would you fight the winner if they showed you the money?
Absolutely. Me and Daniel, we're both speaking the same thing. It's going to be a super fight, and the only reason why it hasn't happened is because of, I think, UFC scheduling. When the UFC's ready for the fight, they know they have two guys who are willing and able, and they'll approach us, and they'll just say, hey, this is what you guys are going to get paid, and I'm sure me and Daniel will be happy.
And if Stipe were to win, would you be willing to fight him as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be willing to fight Stipe as well. I would rather fight Daniel because I feel like I have his recipe. But I fight Stipe too. But really, man, to be honest with you, Kevin, my passion is at the light heavyweight division. There's so many guys. There's so many guys that are coming up right now, and so much work to be done still. A lot of people always say, John, you've cleared the division, and I don't look at it that way. I mean,
Johnny Walker, are you impressed with him?
I'm impressed by all the fighters. There's so many guys, man. I think with Johnny, if I got to see him face a guy who was ranked top 5 in the world, and he was able to do what he's been doing, I'd be a lot more impressed. But I feel like if you gave me the level of competition he was fighting, you'd see some pretty impressive things. So it's just hard to see how great this guy really is when he's facing the level of competition he's facing.
Congrats, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin Aioli.
You're welcome, John Jones.
My man.
Hey,
We've come a long way, Kevin. We've had our ups and downs. More downs for sure. You keep on creeping your way back into my life somehow. I don't know how you're doing it.
Hey, John.
Hey.
John.
Hey.
You talk a lot about Thiago's power.
Yes.
Did you get surprised about his power or anything in his game?
No, I expected it, and I think that's why the fight was so boring. I didn't want to get caught with a big shot, and I played it smart. People would have loved it if I would have been reaching out with jabs and crosses and getting into those exchanges. But not only does he hit hard, but he hits fast. And so I'll go back to the drawing board, and I'll get better for sure. Especially I'm excited for our rematch when it happens. I want to see Thiago work his way back up the ladder, and I think he beats most light heavyweights. So I know he'll be back. I don't know if it'll be in a year and a half, but when he does come back, you'll see a different strategy out of me for sure.
What did you talk after the fight in the octagon?
Oh, Thiago was just like, hey man, when you come to Rio, let me take you out. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I could see him being a good time. So I'm excited I love Brazil, man. I really do. People try to create this dialogue of oh, you've beaten so many Brazilians, and I tell people all the time, I've beat way more Americans than I've beat Brazilians. I really respect that country a lot. I mean, a lot of the greatest fighters have come from there, and the people are just so loving and so welcoming to me. I think they respect me a lot, and yeah, much love for Brazil.
Do you want to fight in Brazil?
I would love to fight in Brazil. I really would, but not against the Brazilian. I think they say something like, "Who?" I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I can't say it. It means you will die, and I don't want to die." So yeah, I'll fight anyone else but a Brazilian in Brazil. Make it happen, guys.
We just had Amanda here, and she considers herself as the best female fighter of all time. What do you think about that? And do you consider yourself as the greatest fighter of all time?
I do, in fact, think Amanda is the GOAT. But at the same time, Holly Holm was so close to being the GOAT. I mean, if Holly would have won this fight tonight, I think she would have been unquestionably the greatest female fighter of all time. I mean, let's not forget she is a multiple-time world champion in boxing, and she's the only boxer to ever come to the UFC and win a world title. And if she would have been able to derail Amanda Nunes, no one could argue this girl being the greatest fighter of all time. That's why I think she should keep her head high, because, I mean, this is a game of inches, and she was inches away from being the best ever. So, still the same person. Things just didn't go her way tonight. She needs to get back to the drawing board and do her thing. And as far as myself, I do look at myself as being one of the most dominant fighters in MMA history, especially considering the competition I've faced. But as far as greatness, you know, there's a lot of things about me that's not great. And so greatness will always be an opinion, and I'm done trying to win over people's opinions. I don't really care what people think about me. But being dominant, that's something. I could be a real douchebag and be the most dominant, and that's something I'm striving for.
But what is your opinion?
Excuse me? I could be a real douchebag. So the internet's gonna be like, he already is a douchebag. I'm like, okay.
But what is your opinion? Who you are the greatest fighter of your time, in your opinion?
I think I'm one of the most dominant, but I don't want to sit up here and toot my own horn. There's been a lot of guys that do a lot of great things.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, John.
Hello.
Over here, dude.
Hey, what up, dude?
Full reptile.
All right.
Good to see you. Congratulations tonight.
Thank you, mate.
Mate. So, obviously you were throwing a few super special moves out there. Were you inspired tonight by Jorge Masvidal's flying knee when you threw yours?
No, I've been working on flying knees. I've been working on that a lot. Maybe somewhere subconsciously, him throwing one is why I went for one, but that's something we practice a lot. I thought the moment would be there, which it was. I'm not sure if it actually landed on him or not. I got to go back and watch it. But, you know, with a little bit more belief, I probably would have caught him with it. But, yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
That's it.
That's it.
Easy day.
John, one question right
Yes,
here.
sir.
I spoke with you in LA at the media day, and I spoke with your coach, Greg Jackson, at media day here, and you both used the phrase, the unexpected becomes expected when preparing for Thiago Santos. After spending 25 minutes with him, did that statement become true in your mind?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we expected some capoeira techniques, which is very unexpected for most people. But for us, because we've seen him so many times throughout training camp, I mean, he didn't come close to landing any type of spin attack. They looked, I felt like we saw it coming from a mile away. And I think that's one of his greatest gifts, is that unpredictability. So, yeah. He's not as unpredictable as people think. You just got to study a little bit more. And, yeah.
All right, John, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, sir.
So first I wanted to ask you, Amanda Nunes at the LA Media Day was very open about how you two sharing a card has always been something she's looked forward to, and talked about how good of a relationship you two have. And obviously with your friendship with Holly Holm, did this provide any awkward moments for you, being so close to both?
Well, I do have great respect for Amanda Nunes. I am a fan of greatness. You know, I'm not a big fan of teams, but I love great individuals. You know, I love Tom Brady, LeBron James, you know, I love people, you know, Jordan. I love people, Anderson Silva. You know, a lot of people like to see great people fall. I don't. I'm really a big fan of greatness. But there was no way, shape, or form was I rooting for Amanda tonight. You know, Holly is a very dear friend of mine. I mean, she sold me my last house. You know what I mean? My daughters look up to her. She's friends with my fiance. It was weird, yeah, because Amanda, she told me, she said, you remember when we were in New York and you had your belt in the air and I reached over and I touched your belt, and I was just like, yeah, I remember. She was just like, I felt like you put like a lot of good energy on me and into me, and I want to steal that energy again. And she like slapped my belt, and I was like, hey, get back, you're fighting my sister, you know. Yeah, it was just weird, man. It was just weird. I really wanted Holly to do it. I do respect Amanda a lot, and I'm honored to fight in the same era as her. But tonight was it wasn't bittersweet. It was just bitter for me to watch my sister go down.
All right, and last one from me. Just out of morbid curiosity, what was going through your mind when you did that jumping side kick? Looked like you were aiming for Thiago Santos's knee.
Oh man. Well, my coach teaches us to be malicious. This is combat. And at the end of the day, Thiago was trying to break my jaw tonight. He was trying to give me brain damage tonight. He was trying to take some years off my brain. And so this is a very malicious game. And if a guy can give you a stutter for the rest of your life or memory loss, I think an even trade-off is to give him a limp for the rest of his life. That's just the game we play.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, John, you've won in so many creative ways throughout your career, and you come from a football family, and I wondered if the influence of them, maybe you could say that in football they say defense wins championships. Do you think you would sum up tonight in that way?
Yeah. I think what worked against me is I've been working with a coach, Frank, and he sacrificed his body over the course of this camp. Shout out to you, Frank Lester. And he comes and he spars with me every practice, and I feel like he's helped me with my defense tremendously. And my gift back to him is not to counter him with strikes or punch him in the face, because he's such a good partner. Just blocking his shots makes me happy enough. And tonight, I found myself out there playing this game that I've been doing all camp, which is just making sure I'm not getting hit, and instead of countering back right away or going to the offense. So it was a lesson learned for me. I need to not only be sure to be just out of reach of punches and strikes, but I need to be retaliating. I got to get back to punching my teammates in the face. So yeah, defense did win a championship tonight, and some good offense too, though.
I appreciate it. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Man, you got a great voice for radio.
I'll have to get into it someday.
Yeah, listen to you.
I appreciate it.
Kind of like a Howard Stern sound.
You think?
I don't know.
Well,
I can't put my finger on it.
All right. Well, you can come on the show, and then you can we'll do a little expose on that.
Fair enough.
We'll do a little Howard Cosell. Hello, everyone. Howard Cosell.
There you go.
John Bones Jones.
Hey, you know you got the gift. Use that thing. Definitely not a face for TV. Sorry.
Sitcom. Hey, John. Aljamain Santos, Eagle Broadcasting. Congratulations on the win. You mentioned that you knew of Thiago's skill being a black belt in Muay Thai. Was it your original game plan to stick to standing up, or were you tempted to take him down at any point in the game?
Honestly, man, I think my pride was a little intact. I felt like if I were to be the one to shoot, that would mean he was winning in the kickboxing department. I think I could be honest enough to say that. I think my pride was intact. It was a very challenging match on the feet. And I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of having to take him down. And so I stood there, and I stayed ultra focused for 25 minutes straight to avoid those powerful shots and land my own. And I won at where he's strong. I'm not too worried about a rematch because I know there's a whole different can of worms I could have opened, and they were never opened. I don't think I even attempted to shoot on him. And I'm curious what will happen when I do shoot on him the next time.
Is that going to be something like your MO for future fights, maybe, that whatever strength your opponent has, is that what you're going to study and focus on doing?
Yeah, I feel like
a challenge for you.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I've been doing that for a long time. Just trying to fight the guys that wear their best. I'm here for it to be hard. I want good challenges. And every time I go through crazy battles, I learn a lot about myself. I learn where I'm weak. I learn where I need to improve. Tonight, I'm going to watch this fight probably 8 times, and I want to figure out how other light heavyweights are looking at me right now. And I'm going to be my own biggest critic, and and I'm going to try to be better.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Man, I know some people brought tickets to my after party. I think I may go do that. Maybe we can do 2 more questions. Anybody have any good ones?
John, quickly, you over here. You talked about sticking to your game plan. You heard the crowd booing. Was there any point you were tempted to deviate from that game plan? Say, okay, I'm going to get more aggressive because I hear what the fans are saying.
No. It doesn't feel good to be booed, but not many people know what it feels like to be in there. Not many people knows what it feels like to be in there, and I can't allow them to make decisions for me. It'd be disrespectful to my coaches, be disrespectful to my gift, to myself. No way. I feel like that's a very rookie move to start switching up your strategy because someone's booing you.
Jones, December, March, and now July. How do you feel fighting so often? And do you still want to fight one more this year?
Yes, sir. My goal is to fight in December. And I'm just going to go to the drawing board. Shout out to Chandler Jones, one of the greatest defensive ends in the NFL right now. I love him so much. Oh, it's okay to clap for him. He's a nice guy. He won't bite you. Ugly joker, that's for sure. Twins? No. I'm definitely cutish. I love him so much. Sorry, what were you saying?
You were saying that you still want to fight in December this
Yes.
year. So how do you feel fighting so often since the last years you couldn't?
It feels good. I need to talk to my coaches about just making sure that I stay fired up. Tonight I was just so relaxed. I was talking and laughing and dancing, and I wasn't scared to come out here and work. And that could be a bad thing. You know, you gotta be terrified a little bit to be sharp. And I just felt so comfortable. You know, I was working against me tonight. I had no sense of urgency to overdo anything. I was just out there cruising and winning the rounds, and that's not cool. People want to see me go out there and finish people and go hard. And so I think my comfort and familiarity with the octagon kind of worked against me tonight. And so I am willing to fight in December. I want to fight in December, but I got to make sure the fire is like well lit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my last question, Jones. So after December and March, now we didn't hear anything about that picogram or whatever it is. So is it a done deal forever?
I hope so. Hey guys, God bless you. Get home safe. You're in Vegas, have a little fun. And man, I love you guys. Love the fans that are listening. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. It means everything. You are my motivation. And God is good. Jesus is number one.
Did he say one more? Kenny, did he say one more? Did he say one more? We're done, are we? I thought he put his finger up. Okay, thank you. Let me know if it's